difficulties. Funny how if you can't turn your screen sideways, you can't do a live show. At least they probably want you to do everything up and down now because they love those shorts trying to compete with TikTok. So, my name is Todd Standing. Hopefully, I can say that. Apparently, I can't say my name is Todd Standing anymore because somebody else claims that they're the Canadian by the name of Todd Standing who did a documentary and does Bigfoot stuff. I'm going to argue that's me because it is me, but funny things going on. A whole bunch of my videos got deleted. You've been noticing probably that videos are getting taken down after they get put up. That's because apparently I don't have the right to be Todd Standing anymore. So crazy funny world. Hopefully that gets sorted out. I have to get some blood-sucking lawyers to do that kind of stuff. But wow, the crazy things going on in the world, and that just adds to more fun, doesn't it? But I'm excited to do a live show. So I'm second week. This is my second show back from Nia Bay, which was tremendously successful. You saw the last video, hopefully, up on the YouTube channel. Just really, really happy about that. You got to meet Kirsten, saw a little shot of Larry, saw a little shot of Brian. I really wish I'd filmed more. Just not doing great getting coverage right now. So many great things go on, and I gotta keep getting good coverage of that stuff. So I'm doing lots of questions today. Foremost things on my mind are, oh my God, there's a lot of fake Bigfoot stuff out there right now, huh? But I'm not terribly ungrateful for it because I'm finding it's sharpening my skills into just me be more in tune with the way a Sasquatch walks, the 5 points of the foot stance that it goes through, the movement of the body, the muscularity that shows through it, the type of hair that a Sasquatch have as opposed to fur. Just little things that it's actually really, I find it funny that it's I need to, when I look at a video, sometimes I can tell it's really not legitimate right off the bat, and that's fine, but anybody can talk and chirp. I need to really substantiate that with evidence and facts. Like that Ontario Bigfoot one that's going on. I'm really happy the way it wasn't even totally Bigfoot evidence that really got us to the point where, it was obviously fake. And all these other people are going around saying, "Oh yeah, it's real, it's great." Oh, and there's morons out there that are just saying the dumbest stuff that don't have a freaking clue, sit in their offices all day and think they know what they're talking about when you're just a theoretical goofball nerd. You have no knowledge of what's transpiring out in the field. And I'm very disrespectful of that because get out of your go. How dare you judge nature? How dare you judge what's going on in the wilderness when you don't go out there? I'm not talking about people like Jeff Meldrum. Jeff Meldrum gets out there a lot. He got out there with me. He dug, like he worked hard. He was grinding out there. You know, I told him I'd show him a Sasquatch. He was right out in the bush, 1-on-1 with Todd Standing. Literally, again. I can't profess this enough, ladies and gentlemen. When you go into the backcountry wilderness with me, when there's bears, mountain lions, wolves, raging moose in the rut, like there's dangerous stuff. You can get lost. Jeff Meldrum literally risked his life to go out and trust me to bring him back alive. Like we went out miles and miles into the backcountry. So I remember he was really trusting of me, which when I look back on it was dangerous on his perspective. He really trusted me. I'd like to ask him why he did that. Something I never asked him. And then on a day, so Jeff was out there for about 2 full days with me, and then John Bitternagel was there on the day he had the sighting. I don't even know if people know that. John Bitternagel was sitting right there when Jeff Meldrum had his sighting, when all these incredible things were going on with Sasquatch. He saw Jeff come back. Oh my God, I just saw a Sasquatch when John was standing there. So it was his first day and he was trying to get his bearings. He's like, what is going on? My God, my colleague that I've known for decades just saw a Sasquatch for the first time, and he was sitting there watching it, witnessing this go on. His mind was really blown. But on that day, I took them backcountry, and John got really upset with me. He thought we were lost for sure, and I couldn't. There was the way back, and then there was a shortcut, and John was like panicking. He was upset. He was like, he was sure we were going the wrong way. I was 100% we were going the right way. We were following our tracks back, but he couldn't. John Bitternagel was not a tracker. I was like, literally, here are our tracks in reverse. He couldn't see it. So I took a shortcut and I said, John, back to the road that way is still 2 hours. And it was going to get dark. I don't know. In 2 hours, we were going to get back by dark. He didn't think we were going to make it though. Well, I knew a shortcut to go into the bush. And I said, why don't you trust me? Give me 45 minutes. Let's go straight that way. And there'll be a road over there. And then, we'll know we're back on track. And he just gave me that one last. I remember he was timing it with his watch. 40 minutes later, we were on the road and back, and he got comfortable. And for the rest of the expedition, he really learned to trust me. Not as much as Jeff Meldrum did, but it's the same thing with Survivor Man. Survivor Man was always taking his points and cues, and if something happened, Survivor Man would have made his way back. But man, they trusted me. I was their guide, and I took care of them. And it blows me away that they put that much faith in me, because they literally risked their lives. There's no two ways about it. No two ways. They risked their lives, went out there and bled and put it all on the line for the discovery of Sasquatch, just in the hope that there was some truth to what I was saying. So, sorry, I just have a sore throat. So, but I want to do this live show. I love doing the show with you guys. So I just want to profess that a lot, so because there's so many people out there that are just total, absolute, like, what are you talking about? You have no knowledge. You're completely ignorant. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but don't try to come off like you're an expert and you know things when you're an absolute ignoramus, and there's most of these guys are famous, completely famous, like off the chart, super, super popular guys, and they're completely ignorant. They're making judgment calls and stuff. They have absolutely no knowledge, talking out of their, I'm going to say it, talking out of their asses. It's pathetic. So, and I'm not gonna call them out or anything. Just judge for yourself. I know, especially because these morons have come after me and say stuff, and I'm like, your reviews are pathetic, and you come and do a review of me. Of course, it's going to be pathetic. And but it's pop culture. It's the way it is, and we just have to kind of weed through it. And respect for all of you who support and stay on board with us, because I know so many of you. I can't imagine anybody out there not taking some heat, going, "Hey," even people that don't necessarily 100% believe in what I'm doing, but are kind of on board and interested. You're going to talk to people that are just going to be like, "You're crazy. Come on, Bigfoot. Come on, you're crazy." And if you watch my Joe Rogan little segment that I put up recently, where he's smashing Survivor Man, he's saying people that believe in Bigfoot are stupid and saying terrible things. That's very disrespectful to true wilderness experts, to native culture. Immensely disrespectful, because they know this species is real, and then and they're out there. Like, that's what's really the worst of it, is these people are born and raised in the wilderness, born and raised and trained by other wilderness experts that have been out here, when you talk about the natives, for tens of thousands of years. And you go up to them and you treat them like crap, and you're disrespectful to them, and you live on cement and glass. How dare you? Like, these people, I remember being on a television show where they had this teenage wildlife officer. Well, she was like in her 20s. She acted like they're totally cool and okay. And this native elder was saying that was a Sasquatch call. And then she like heard it. It was totally like a coyote. And they played it off like the native woman didn't know what the hell she was talking about. A native elder who lives on a reserve out in the bush. This woman's been playing in nature for, you know, 50, 60, 70 years. I don't know. Like, so much expertise and trained by experts. And this 20-year-old little brat, omnipotent ignoramus, is going to come along and judge her. She's no expert. She doesn't know nothing, because she heard a coyote once. Now she's a coyote expert. When those elders say something, give it some weight. Like, have some respect. How disrespectful is that? It's awful. There's so much of that out there. So much ignorance. So, because wilderness expertise and wilderness knowledge and experience is getting very, very rare. People are watching YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and getting their information off that, and even deducing or becoming experts based on what they see on these social media. when it's out there is a totally different ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Like, my God. So let's start saying hi. What's up? Hey, Dave. Cheyenne Todd, have you seen Cheyenne Todd? Have you seen a Bigfoot? So Rebecca has not seen my movie. Rebecca, I've filmed Sasquatch. I show people Sasquatch. So everybody's saying hi, hello, hello, Maynard. Boom, the Sasquatch call themselves the Boom. Hello, James. Thank you for tuning in today, my friend. Hey, Todd, you think the Wendigo could be related to a smart Sasquatch who wore skins? No, I'm totally what my native elders have told me about Wendigo. It's really got nothing to do. It's just totally off, and I don't really want it. It's like skinwalkers and Wendigo and stuff. It's got nothing to do with Bigfoot. It's been totally pop culturized as some kind of horror crap, and they just changed the genre and turned the stories around. And another, I find that disrespectful. So it's like even to the point where a lot of natives that I know, like they admire Sasquatch. They have a reverence for them. And when people say squatch or going squatching, they find that very disrespectful. Because tolerating us saying the term Sasquatch is enough, because it's not Sasquatch, it's Sasquatch. That's the term, that's the proper pronunciation is Sasquatch, not Sasquatch. So it's a little bastardized there, but it's still respectful saying Sasquatch. Whereas when you start saying squatching and stuff, the terms like that, it just it is disrespectful to a species. It's like saying Jeebus. You're a Christian. Hey, how's Jeebus today? Let's go Jeebus out, yo. Like, no, it's disrespectful. People worship literally their deity, and it's disrespectful to think that or to speak that way. So we gotta have some respect for culture and and the old ways. For goodness sake, we can't just all throw it in the trash. Not cool. Where can I send a picture so I can tell me what you think about it? Let me know. This is Ramon Vasquez. So Bigfoot encounter at gmail.com. I bet it's already popped up here below because the people in this live show are amazing. And yeah, it's time to get back to the woods. Need more Bigfoot. I agree. Well, I just did one expedition. I'm doing one more with James in a particular area that's I've never been to before, and I'll be doing that kind of first weeks of May, and then the last week of May into June is where I start my expeditions, and I'm literally 1 week in, 1 week out till October. So until then, though, I got lots of work to do. I'm really trying to get that documentary out. My goodness, I have meetings with that all week, just getting that documentary out and pushing out there. So Sleep Sound says, speaking of hair, when are you getting Chia Pet? I don't know. Hello from Oregon. Oh man, that's so cool. I love Oregon. Beautiful place. Uh, love seeing the video. Are you receiving any MindSpeak messages? That's something I didn't do. I'm not disappointed in it, but I'll tell you guys this. So I had multiple people out on this expedition. I'm going to name some names, like especially Rebecca, Kirsten, Dave from Oklahoma. So Dave and Kirsten from Oklahoma, who were on the expedition, were having. Dave was feeling energy. He had a sense of where to go, where the tree breaks were, energy about something that had happened, which is powerful and amazing stuff, and I respect that. But Kirsten had the mind speak, and there was also Rebecca, who was doing mind speak, and I was getting images and stuff as well. Not as good as Rebecca and Kirsten were. They seemed to have been able to take it to another level, which was amazing. But I'll tell you what's powerful is I'm literally coming out of this spot where we had tracks and triangles and all these different shapes and signs this female Sasquatch has left for us. And well, and a male was there too. He made the big tree break. You're gonna see it in the video coming next week. But I've literally got it was Kirsten's on my right, Rebecca's on my left, I'm in the middle, and they're distance apart, even back and spaced out from one another. And I go talk to Kirsten, and she says to me that this female Sasquatch is very excited that we're discovering these things that she left for us, and we've found them. Even the female Sasquatch is feeling like she left that track for us. She made those triangles for us. She put those shapes in the tree for us. All these little signs that we found, and she manifested us coming and finding it. which is brilliant and amazing and wonderful. Good for her. And it's this younger, probably 17-year-old female Sasquatch who's growing into a shamaness, wants to start working with people and is very excited about the relationship she was able to build on that day specifically. But I went over to Rebecca and I felt a lot of what Kirsten was feeling. I felt similar things, but Kirsten had better details about it. And I went over to Rebecca, who couldn't hear us talking at all, and she said the same exact darn thing. She was getting these impressions, she was feeling these things. I didn't I didn't need that substantiation, but I was happy to get it. And there's three people they're all perceiving and getting the same information that's coming in, which is three three pieces of evidence substantiate a fact is the way I roll and what Survivor Band taught me and many other people have taught me working with them. So what an incredible! I didn't film any of this, but I'll tell you about it. I'm probably never going to talk about this publicly again. So you guys that are listening to the live show get to hear this information. And uh, Rachel's very excited. Kirsten's very excited. Dave, I talked to him via text today. He's very excited. So literally, what the purpose of that expedition was, besides all the growth that happened. Oh my God! Like everybody just grew and expanded. There was not one person that I was out there with that didn't just explode to another level, and that's like ironclad. Well, maybe not Analia, because Analia is like she's like the queen bee of all this stuff. She's a high teacher. I know she expanded and grew, but I can't say she exploded. I know Larry just exploded, Brian, Rachel, and then I've got just a bunch of other people that I'm out there with, like even like Ashley from Nia Bay, just exploded with information and growth, and it's so wonderful to see that. And then the evidence that we were able to substantiate, and then I guess at the end of the day too, particularly, so now I have all these new people in Nia Bay that are focused on this incredible topic of discovering Sasquatch, and then I have two people from Oklahoma. We're going to go home to Oklahoma and maybe one day have their own Discovering Bigfoot Research Center, because they've been well trained by Todd Standing. I know these people, I trust them, and they would do an amazing Discovering Bigfoot Research Center, which is definitely a goal of mine. I'd like to have Discovering Bigfoot Research Centers all across Canada and the United States, where people go out, connect to nature, connect to Sasquatch, learn and grow and expand their consciousness. So a beautiful, beautiful thing, and a goal that's very, very much at hand. So you're taking questions today. Good. Maybe you'll answer one of mine. Okay, Mike, ask a question. Andy, my my internet is slow. I'm on the freeze most of the time. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Hi, Todd. Love your work. Hope you are and your family are doing well, and stay safe out there. We love you, Jody from Cape Cod. Oh, thanks, Jody. So nice to see you on. Appreciate you here. Would Sasquatch eat homemade carrot cake? Oh my God. Or would there be any left? That's James. James's wife Rhonda makes outstanding, delicious, award-winning, yummy carrot cake that you just can't stop eating. So, but I think the Sasquatch, if you gave them something that sweet, I don't know if they'd be able to palate it, because they spent their whole life eating, berries, rose hips that are just not sweet. And if you gave them something powerful like that, I don't know. But then again, the apples that I give them can be pretty sweet. So it's debatable. Oops. Definitely need my cough drop. Sorry, guys. I appreciate you just, hanging with me here and having some fun. My throat really hurts the more I talk, but whatever. I'm going to do this show, so I'm not going to sit around and whine about how my throat's itching and I'm coughing. Howdy, Todd. How you doing? Some nature. Are you doing some nature outdoor training? Well, that's what I just did in Nia Bay. Um, that's what I do on every expedition. It's all nature outdoor training. For me, for them, I'm always learning stuff, and there's so much to learn in the wilderness. Oh my God, just so much. I'm literally at a point now where it's like I've forgotten so much. I look back at what if you don't stay on it and learn it and relearn it and practice it, you let it go, you forget. And man, I've forgotten so much stuff. So Andy says I'll eat the carrot cake. You have no idea how good that carrot cake is. It's so good, moist and just yummy, delicious. Nobody special says love your shows. Thank you. Well, nobody special. I have news for you. You're definitely somebody special. So 100%. Everybody's got a special, wonderful gift, And I'm honored that you're all here today. Much gratitude for y'all showing in today. Yori 44, I don't recall you being on here. Then Sasquatch is in symbolic images in northern Middle Eastern. They have something similar flying in a cloud. Very interesting stuff, Yori. Very interesting. Even Yori, I'll tell you this. Like with the new evidence that I've had this year based on what I've seen in Australia and how the Yeti and the Yowie and the Sasquatch are making tree breaks in the same way. They're absolutely mind speaking. They're connecting. There's no way this has been 100,000 years ago when the lands were, you know what I mean? They're mind speaking. Tree break to tree break, doing the same thing, same time. They're mind speaking over continents, which is kind of logical because they're going to be able to remote mind speak, the way people remote view. And but since they can do that, do the Sasquatch even need to be in a place? Like, couldn't they enter your mind and put stuff in your head anywhere in the world? Remember what remote viewing is. People are seeing stuff like they're in the US, they're seeing stuff in Russia on the other side of the planet, and this stuff is absolutely legit and 100% real. So there's really, I can't even, and then you get people that are allegedly speaking with aliens and stuff. And who am I to say they're not? I don't know. What's the limit to what mind speak is capable of? So I think we set our own limits. I know we set our own limits in a lot of ways, and we just have to grow out of that and expand. So I don't know. I'm telling you, remote viewing on this planet is real. People do it. Remote mind speaking on this planet is real. People are doing it. Sasquatch are doing it. We have evidence to substantiate this. Interplanetary stuff, I haven't seen evidence to substantiate that. And I won't sit here and say that happens just because. Maybe there are limitations. Maybe there are, spaces. It doesn't seem real to me, but I'm not going to go professing a theory that I can't substantiate, that I haven't seen, you know, truth hasn't spoken to me yet about absolutely this of happening and that of happening. So I saw something that Joe Rogan did where he got high or something while on this journey, and then sat down in a cave and had a fire with aliens, and he believes that absolutely truthfully happened. Good for him. And I hear lots of people talk about stuff like that, and I don't know. For them, they've made that discovery, right? And I just haven't, so I won't talk about it because I'm working towards that discovery. Boom, hello, Royal Creations. Everybody's Boom. The Sasquatch call themselves Boom. Watch my other episodes. I'll talk about it from time to time. When are you going out there again to try to catch more videos? Um, let's be transparent. I like to be really open and honest. This is the year for videos. Like I can't. So I'm getting the thermal drone. Have a nice day. And that thermal drone is going to get me thermal footage and videos of Sasquatch this year. Um, I can't see how I wouldn't succeed that way. Like it's just going to take this discovery process to a whole new level. Myself, my colleagues are all ready for it. We want it. I've literally mind spoke to the Sasquatch. They've mind spoke back to me that this is cool, that it's acceptable. Because going out there with a drone and filming them is, they could consider it adversarial or disruptive to them. I've had very clear mind speak that they're open to that and receptive to it. They're allowing for it to happen because they say, I need it, not them. So it's not breaking their rules. They find it acceptable. They're going to allow it to transpire because I need it. Me, Todd Standing. So, and then I started thinking about what does that mean? Well, does it mean that I need it for the research to expand this cooperation to prove evidence? I don't think that's what they meant, though. I think that's what they meant is I put myself in a spot and I imagined what it would feel like. Because I hear the Sasquatch out there a lot, and most of the time they don't come out and I don't see them most of the time. You watch my videos, you see what happens, right? If I was to put a drone up in the air and go substantiate that those sounds are done by a Sasquatch, I would light up. I would explode. I would expand. I would grow. So that confirmation, I mean, I know it's a Sasquatch, but that confirmation and seeing them and watching them move around and following them a little bit and learning more about how they're moving and how they're reacting to what I'm doing, it's going to just change me. Like I will light up. I will just be in bliss. I will be so, and you understand that changes a paradigm, it causes a paradigm shift in me to grow and expand because I feel a little stuck. Believe me, guys, I get stuck. I have my lessons to learn. It's kind of funny because I really like I go out with amazing people that are just incredibly intelligent, wise, and I have so much respect and admiration for them. And it's weird because I lead them and they follow me and I teach them stuff. And it's strange because Survivor Man's amazing. He's brilliant. Jeff Meldrum is absolutely brilliant. Jeff Meldrum has a significant amount of wilderness knowledge tracking experience. He's good. And they follow me around and listen to me and learn from me. And I feel like, you know, it's it's not because I have a mastery. I have so much to learn, and yet they follow and listen to me, and I lead them and they trust me, and we have tremendous success under my guidance, under my inspiration. And it's like, okay, well, am I the teacher? Am I the master? Because I certainly feel like a student, because I'm a student of the Sasquatch, that's for sure. So it's like wearing these hats, and I'm not really comfortable with the thought of being a master or a Sasquatch expert. I never call myself that. I don't like being called that, and um, I don't want that insignia. I am a Sasquatch researcher, and that's correct. I research the species that I like to refer to as Sasquatch, Juniqua, Savanuk. Like these terms of Sasquatch are in, enduring terms of these amazing beings, and you should hear. I have a video that's going to be coming up in the next few weeks where Brian from Nia Bay refers to the Sasquatch in his native tongue. Ooh, it's poetry. Like the way he goes, Sasquatch. Like the way I've heard a Salish native go, Sasquatch. They don't say it like that. They say it more beautiful. I'm really bastardizing and I apologize. But Brian, who has his Makah native accent, is it Bakwa? I can't remember what the name is he says. But it was just I kind of purposely didn't put it to memory because when I watch it again, I've only watched it twice. I saw him do it once and I watched the video over. When he says it, it's like, oh, that was so cool. Like the first time I was on expedition in Nordegg, and an indigenous man called them Winchester Tunga. And he said it in his native tongue, Winchester Tunga. It was so beautiful. And I do a decent job. That's the proper pronunciation. Winchester Tunga. Without the accent. And that means tall teacher. How cool is that? The Sasquatch are the tall teacher to the indigenous native people of the Nordegg area. Amazing. So I'm so grateful for this journey, and it's just been so fun. So for Higgins, for Hogden's Veterans Ranch, thank you. Oh, hey Gary, how's it going? So nice to see you out here. Mike H. Okay, it was mentioned in the comments that you refused to give the location of Sasquatch in your court case. Can you talk? That's not true. I refused to give the location in the court case. No, no, we never even got to that. We never got anywhere near that. I was just presenting evidence, which didn't work because they don't care about evidence; they care about precedents. So that doesn't make any sense. It's literally it was never talked about, and of course, yeah, nobody ever mentioned it. I don't even know why it would come up because we didn't even go to trial. If we went to trial, perhaps it would have come up, and the answer would be, of course, I'm taking them out there. Actually, probably would have been smart. Now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been smart to not talk about the location because this is going to be. If I go to court and I win and I prove Sasquatch is real and Fish and Wildlife have to come out with me and do an ecological survey, if that was my goal and if I achieved that, that'd be international worldwide headlines. And that was never the story. The story was, oh, it got thrown out of court. Oh, look at this guy. Look at him. He tried to get to court and he got thrown out. Nobody asked, what was your purpose? So you want Fish and Wildlife to come out with you? Why? Because I'll show them a Sasquatch because they're not doing their damn job. Nobody cared about those facts. They just cared about the rhetoric and, oh, Bigfoot bust. Bigfoot, they just, if it bleeds, it leads. And they're just trying to, make light of something that literally you need to know this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. For those of you out there, the few of you, less than 10 people now, have been to the top of radium. I went, and you've seen it on Survivor Man. The reason I started doing the court case is I went to the top of radium. I fell asleep. It was raining, and the temperature dropped, and that rain turned to ice and was covered by snow. So I had to go down a mountain with cliffs all over the place, steep like this, with a sheet of ice covered by snow. I slept, and I went right over to where the edge was. Luckily, there was a big piece of the mountain sticking up, a big boulder that was all grippy. I latched onto that, hung onto it. Like all my fingernails were all busted, all my fingertips were all ripped. I nearly fell off the side of the mountain. I was barely able to pull myself up, and I remember just like I was gosh darn terrified out of my mind. Like I should be dead. Nobody would have ever found my body dead in the middle of nowhere, fallen to a horrible death. And I got out there and I was so mad because why am I doing this? Why am I struggling? Why am I up here without ropes and without help? Why aren't Fish and Wildlife? They're funded. They're stewards of all wildlife. Why aren't they doing their damn job? And I thought I'm going to sue the bastards. Sorry for the term. I don't think that's a swear really, but I'm going to sue them. Like I was pissed. I went out of there. I went home. My fingers were all messed up so badly, like bloody, busted up. Because when you're sliding down a mountain, there's ice there. You're grabbing it. Like I'm telling you, you flip out. Like my power was just through the roof. My adrenaline was exploding. Even you got to understand, once I had to still get out of there. I'm all messed up. My fingers are bleeding. I'm like adrenaline pumped, and I'm still slipping all over the place. I'm not out of danger. It took me hours to get out of there. I had to go bust branches off and dig up rocks and then smash them into the earth through and grind it and clean a space so I could get some grip. Like it was hell. Every step you take, you look down, there's cliffs there that you're dead. See that spot over there? That's the one spot you hit, you live. Every other spot, dead, 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 dead. So all the while I was cussing and cursing and pissed off that Fish and Wildlife aren't doing their freaking job. And that's why I began suing them. I even said I'm not doing winter anymore. Screw it. I'm going to sue Fish and Wildlife every winter. So, because I was ticked because they're not doing their job. They're look up Fish and Wildlife. What's their little mantra, their mission statement? They're stewards of all wildlife in the confines of their wilderness. No, they're not. It's a lie. Sasquatch is real. They're not doing their job, and that was the purpose, and that's what people aren't talking about. So when you listen to what's been going on in my life and why I do these particular things, you'll start to understand this is a man who's really doing this. Like this is really part of the discovery process. I'm very passionate about this, and it's all legit. And my cooperation is growing hand over fist. I took out like 10 new people last year, and I have 10 new believers. In fact, there wasn't one new person that I took out that didn't come home and go. I remember the most skeptical was Adam from Australia. Man, all the evidence, all that we'd seen. At the end, we found a track that was crushed by a Bigfoot foot and a break that he found. And I remember being the very last hours before we're leaving, and I go, "So how about now, Adam? After all you've seen, the wood knocks, the sounds, the apples taken, everything that's been going on, all the tracks, all the evidence, all the breaks we've discovered fresh that you've heard happening. What do you think?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm convinced," quote unquote. And that was a good accent. "Yeah, I'm convinced." And I filmed that, and that meant a lot to me. The man was being tremendously skeptical, which I absolutely consider a challenge and respect. And he's convinced. Ross is convinced. Everybody Garth brought out. Garth's an MD, and he brought out a professional photographer and a wilderness expert. They went home like convinced that was a Sasquatch out there. They were within 100 yards of a Sasquatch. So I'm this has been tremendously successful, and you all gotta like really that's what's happening. And it might be going slow, but step by step, we grow, we expand. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still young. Man, I'm young and full. If I'll keep hiking as long as my friend and great father figure mentor, the amazing John Bitternagel, was hiking. The great John Bitternagel was hiking with me at 75. That means I have over 2 decades to still be out there hiking, and you can bet your top dollar I'll probably be out there hiking when I'm 80. I saw Bob Gimlin out there, in his 80s hiking around. So I'm going to take really good care of myself. I love this life. I love this planet, and I eat extremely healthy, and I stay very, very fit. I always will. And I got decades. We're not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This discovery is happening. Period. The discovery's happened. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the proof. The majority of you are going, "Todd, I know." Right? Todd, I already know. Come on, man. Let's talk Bigfoot. Let's get some good questions going here. So, is Sasquatch Gigantopithecus? Yes, they are. Simple as that. I'm sure I've talked about it many times. I have evidence to substantiate that from Beijing University and from the from the Gigantopithecus source in Langchun, China. I have significant evidence. I've done the research on it. And again, that's the theories that I support. That's the theory that makes the most sense to me. That's the theory that I've seen the evidence that substantiates to date. Could we be wrong? Yeah, but that's the way it sits right now. Royal saying hi to everybody. Hello, Royal. Love you too, Jody. Everybody's saying all these people are so look what? You guys are awesome. Look at all the love out here. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever talked about this publicly. And there it is, Mike H. Woo! Let's be fearless today. Let's at this. I'm pretty sure I've never talked about this. Maybe I have. Let's talk about it again because it makes me very uncomfortable. So Mike H says, "When did you take a polygraph test?" Oh, I don't know that I didn't know that you knew that I took a polygraph test. I don't really talk about it because the polygraph test is completely useless. I'll tell you why. I took a polygraph test. Must have been over around 2006. What happened was I was working with a lady, Sandy Helicam, I think. I was actually intending on tranquilizing a Sasquatch. That's how ignorant I was, and bringing one back to the Edmonton Zoo and housing it. Yeah, I was that ignorant. Like, that's ignorant. I've learned since then, but be patient. It was a long time ago. So what happened was I was working with some RCMP, that's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, a K9 division or something. They were doing, that's where they did forensic tests. And they did a special test. So I got a hair from a Sasquatch. And they did a test on it. And what happens is they do a burn test on it. It wrecks the hair. But if it burns at a certain way, at a certain temperature and stuff, they can decipher what species in it. Well, it came back as no species in North America, which impressed these officers. Like, wow. Then they found out that I was going to the zoo where Sandy Helicam is. I don't know, maybe they had chimpanzees or something. They thought I just got the hair from foreign animals. They were pissed at me. And they're like, "We're not working with you anymore until you take a lie detector test." And I went, "Really?" I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll take the lie detector test as long as we can make the results public." He goes, "We'll give you a copy." So I was like, "Cool." And at that point, I was ready. So it must have been maybe 2008. Couldn't have been that soon. Because I'll tell you this, listen to me very carefully. When you first see a Sasquatch, Ashley has shown this. Kyle was pretty confident. Just the majority of people, Stefan, so many people that see a Sasquatch out with me, takes them months for it to soak in, months for them to have that paradigm shift. So I believe after I filmed video 2 and 3, I believe I probably wouldn't have passed the lie detector test because I had so much doubt in the first year. But I stayed true to the truth. I kept saying, yes, the truth is the truth. That's real footage. That's a real Sasquatch. They're real. And after it sunk into my head, the reality and the truth behind everything is powerful. So I took the lie detector test, and as I remember it, so a 7 is a pass. So 6 is wishy-washy, 5, 4, 3. Those are all fails or strong fails. So 7 is a pass. 8 is like a big pass. 9 is like you really believe what you're saying. And I got 7, 8s, and 9s. Not many 9s, quite a few 8s, and some 7s about all the questions that he asked me. So I'm excited. I passed the lie detector test. That's amazing. That's wonderful. I'm going to make this news. Cool. Problem is, on the results, you know what it says at the bottom? It says, so after this lie detector test, blah, 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 administered, yada, yada, Todd Standing shows that he's telling the truth. And it says some fancy stuff. I don't remember. I don't even have it anymore. I just threw it away. Or I lost it, actually. But Todd Standing is telling the truth, or he's a pathological liar. Because pathological liars believe their lies. So I just I didn't even look at that thing for a decade. I didn't tell nobody about it. I mean, you know what's going to happen, right? If that report got out, the whole thing, Todd Standing telling the truth, would be blacklit out, and it would say pathological liar. And I'd be labeled a pathological liar because people would just go to where it bleeds, look at the negative, right? So, sucks. That's the way it went. But so lie detector test is useless for anybody in the realm of Bigfoot. It's really useless because you're telling the truth or you're a pathological liar. Like, what the hell is the point? So it's just because what are people going to say, right? So unless they can get into your mind, or anyways. So it's evidence, guys. Evidence. I'm not saying take my word for it. I never said take my word for it. I said come out with me and I'll show you a Sasquatch, right? Come up. Hey, you think that footage is interesting? You think it's fake? Good. Why don't you just come out with me? And when you see that being as you see it in my footage, you'll realize I'm telling the truth. And that's what I do. I take people out. The footage is interesting. The footage is not substantiative evidence. What's significant is I took out Survivor. I took out Jeff Meldrum. I had this tremendous success, guys. It's a Sasquatch out in the bush, guys. On those episodes of Survivor, man, it's a Sasquatch. Les knows it. I know it. Use your common sense. What was out there making giant tracks, leaving those footsteps around? You're not fooling Les Stroud. The man is absolutely brilliant. And I was being totally transparent with him. He didn't catch me ever over exaggerating because I was completely open, honest, and transparent with that man. Fearlessly so. He made mistakes based on how openly transparent I was. So I just told everything, my family, my friends. I had everything but truth for him. I told him everything. He stayed at my house. He met all my family. He knows my people. He knows my friends. You know what? I hid nothing from the man, and he went everywhere. He looked into everything. The man is brilliant, hardworking. If there was, he uncovered, and he's listened to everybody. Pertain some dude, some lying POS called him and said that he, had this proof that I was a fake, and Les went and investigated. And then 2 months later, Les had a protection order against the lunatic because the guy's a lunatic. And I told Les that. I said, be careful, you know. But that's how in depth Les Stroud was, and Jeff Meldrum's no different. Before Jeff Meldrum ever did anything with me publicly, he did a radio show with me. Before he ever did that, he went out there and he dug. This is a brilliant man. He dug, he looked, he talked to people. There wasn't one, there's nothing out there in any way, shape, or form showing that this work I'm doing is not legitimate. There's nothing. There's no special effects makeup artists. No, there's nothing. I don't know what there could be. There's no people. There's no the Patterson film. Man, they got taken to the mat with that liar that came out that said he was in the suit. He's a liar. He's a liar. I know it because that footage is real, 100.0%. I don't say that very much. That Patterson footage is 100.0% real. Like, oh my God, it's real. Ladies and gentlemen, get over it. It's real. The evidence is explosively, wow, is it ever real? So I don't know what to say. And then they had some guy lie and say he was in a suit. Like, they've come after that film. That film's, to this day, I think the majority of people think it's fake. And it's totally real. And the evidence is ridiculously in support of its reality. So that's the paradigm that we live in. Like, people are that, wow, what the hell? Hello, Red Dog. Red Dog Booms? Are you naming yourself after Bigfoot? That's so cool. More cough drops. More cough drops. Okay, we can't hear you. What? Please tell me we can't hear you. That's twice. Oh no, what's going on? Okay, that's two questions. I'll wait, see what he's saying, if anything. Mike, where's your? Did I think I answered your question then? The ones we called Sasquatch could they have tails? Ooh, no. If they have tails, they're the closest we have to Waku Monkey King. Yeah, no tails. That's a good question because we as what's that? Primates? Primates don't have tails. So the category, I believe, is it not primates? There's another category. I'm forgetting it right now. Apologies. There's the category that it's humans, chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans, and gorillas, and it'll be Sasquatch too. But those specifically, that group of primates that's named, I just forgot. Apologies. Is in that category. One of the main things about us is we have no tails. So somebody keeps saying that they can't hear me. I hope that's not the case. He said it again. Oh, Andy says I can hear fine. Andy, dude, you're such a good help. Okay, people are saying we can hear just fine. So thank you. Aloha! We can hear you. Hello, Chris Porter. Hawaii? Seriously, dude? Seriously? Man, only reason I could ever go to Hawaii is to go on a vacation because there's no Bigfoot there. Jody can't hear me. What? Crank it up. My goodness. I don't know what to do, guys. My mic is working. I'm seeing bars here. So Joe Rogan is a punk. Gosh, I've been seeing some stuff about Joe Rogan. It's like, man, now he's a wolf hater. Oh man, I can't really like that. Is just like I saw a wildlife expert talking to him, And the guy's like, we need mountain lions and wolves to hunt the deer. And Joe Rogan's like, but they're meat. They're made out of meat. Just dumb. Like saying stuff that's so ignorant. It's very frustrating. You don't question, like, wilderness is, it needs to be, it's designed to be the way it is. And if you don't have predators, the prey will kill themselves. I hope you understand this. And you go, what do you mean? Well, look at Yellowstone. It was turning into a swamp because the elk won't move. They'll defecate and urinate right where they eat if the wolves don't chase them. They'll never leave. The whole the rivers were all being destroyed. They were turning into swamplands. Everything was loose. The birds were all getting died off. The elk had mad cow disease. The deer had mad, because they're eating where they poop. They won't move. Why would they move? A bear comes along and then leaves. A mountain lion will come along, have huge territory, and he leaves. Wolves come along, they'll eat the whole herd if they don't move. You better move or you're going to be extinct. You need the wolves to push. So I'm such a proponent of wolves, guys. And then you get Joe Rogan going, but it'll kill my dog. Well, your dog shouldn't be, your dog is domesticated, dude. A bear will kill your dog. A coyote will kill your dog. Should we kill all the coyotes? Maybe we should kill everything that could harm your dog. If your dog's out in the wilderness, your dog doesn't belong there. You better protect your dog the same way you protect your child. It's your responsibility. That's why you call him your dog, and he's domesticated. Yes, the wolves will kill him if you leave him outside. You can't leave a dog outside when there's wilderness. You're gonna get eat. That's the way it is in the wilderness. That's wild. That's wildness. You know? Well, we got to kill all the wolves because they're dogs. And then the cattle. Oh, the humanity. Well, the cattle aren't indigenous. And there will be trouble with that. And you're going to have to figure that out. But the wolves belong there. And if you don't have wolves, you can't have the elk. You can't have the deer. Everything's going to kill itself. So we've learned this. This is not rocket science. It's bad nature. You got to let ecology do what it does. I even hear wilderness experts talk about, yeah, we need to get rid of those wolves. Dude, like I have no respect for that at all. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. That is an atrocity. They're a keystone species within nature. They literally saved Yellowstone Park. This is a known fact. You know why I know so much about this? I know where those wolves came from. I know those wolves. They came from Jasper. That's over by Nordegg. The Sasquatch in Nordegg know those wolves. They took to Yellowstone and saved Yellowstone Park, which I'm honored. Yellowstone's beautiful and amazing. It got saved by wolves. No wildlife officer, nobody who lives in Yellowstone wants to sit there and go, yeah, I wouldn't be here. The park would be a swamp. The deer and elk would be dead from disease and poisoning themselves. So would the bison. There'd be no park. Welcome. Thank you, wolves. Only they could do that. Only the wolves were capable of that. And yet we get all this hatred for them and shoot them all and they're vermin. Nope, they're not. They're balance. They're equilibrium. They belong there. We don't. We don't have any balance. Come on. We're more like a virus than anything else. So um love the wolves, guys. So much respect for them. There is no mic to turn up. Sorry about that. Um, so James here's good. So you guys, it's just you got to turn up your own volume. So apologies. I'm using the same volume I always do. Joe don't have a clue of high points of Northern Forest. Yes, that's true. So I don't want to hate on Joe Rogan. He does a lot of good too. Like, there's a couple of points that have been frustrating to me, and they really bother me. But he does a lot of good, and the good he does far outweighs the nonsense. And I would like to educate him, and I would like to educate people like him. So I think I can get through to them because I'm good at both worlds. I love my domesticated side, guys. I love sleeping in a comfy bed at night where nothing's gonna jump on my head and try to eat me. You know, I love the architecture. I love bridges that we make. I love the beautiful homes that we live in. Like I do love civilization. I love it. I saw a movie last week and I really enjoyed it. I love that technology. I like my computer. I like my phone, but it doesn't dominate my life. That's the line, right? Is you got to make sure that this phone and this computer and it's not first. It's just a tool, and that's it. So I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. So and if you want to make a donation, you can go to my website or you can donate to me on Patreon only if you can easily afford it. Because this is all I do. Um, Todd, your time is valuable to spend it convincing. Right, Todd. But okay, this is Higgy burners. Todd, your time is too valuable to spend it convincing ignorant. Redirect your wasted time on the Sabe. And that's what my teachers in Nia Bay were saying to me. I still care. There's a level though. some people are so ignorant and closed-minded that you don't go there. But there's the people that have an ear and go, maybe. Like Joe Rogan believed in Sasquatch, and he found it a topic of interest to him. And I'll spend extra time trying to reach out to him because he's got such a powerful following. I'd like to reach that following. I'd like to convert some people, powerful people that have done great things. He is a great man. He's done great things. He is a powerful human being. I'd like to educate powerful human beings to bring their power and their awareness to this truth, and then help the discovery move forward. So it's a fine line though, right? Some people are just so ignorant. It's like, you know, can't go there. Hi from South Texas. Hello, Melissa. Thanks for tuning in today. Greetings from McHappy Land, USA. Hello, Cappy. What's McHappy Land? Maintenance worker. Hey, brother. So that's Brian. On the road today. No live. Ill. Watch you when I get home. Much love. So Brian just saying hi. We had tremendous success, greatly in part thanks to Brian on the Nia Bay expedition. Ever ever drone any tips around Kamloops, or know if there's any in the area? Well, Kamloops, you're actually James, who's on there, so we'll probably be responding to you. So, and you can reach James easily on the Discovering Bigfoot page on Facebook. He's on there quite a bit. So, oh, Cappy, thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. So, go into nature with respect to those that dwell in it. What a nice thing to say. Go into nature with respect. Take they say take only pictures and leave only footprints. I say eat some berries. Grab a mushroom, an edible mushroom. So have some fun. I don't know. Bring an acorn home. Find a pretty rock. I don't know. The parks can get a little anal about things. So, but thanks for your support, guys. Please hit the thumbs up, Andy says, and I do appreciate that. To contact Todd, it's bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Someone was asking that earlier. I can't wait to see the new documentary. It is good, and I am proud of it. So it's got good stuff in it, and I'll be really happy to release it. Uh, Bald Head. This is just a person's name. He's got a little symbol for a cross. Asks, I say, welcome. Is this real? Yes, this is real. My movie is called Discovering Bigfoot. It's on YouTube right now. Go watch it. So, Todd, the 6 foot tall yellow flowered weed mullein I saw broken today, like a tree break. What do you think? Oh, sometimes moose do that. It was pointed towards on the edge of the road near me. Yeah. I think moose can do that. Sometimes people call that moose breaks. That yellow flowered weed mullein. Hmm. And it's pointed in a direction towards the edge of the road near me. Interesting. You're gonna have to like look for tracks. How old's the break? Um, how hard is it to break that thing? Are there teeth marks from a moose having done it? Moose do weird things like that, but they don't break trees. I can promise you that. That's interesting. And remember, James, there's like it is a discovery process, right? And all the Sasquatch are going to have a particular behavior. James, 100% has Sasquatch. I've done quite a few videos about the success of seeing them in the breaks and what they've been doing and talking to us. That's in Kamloops. So the gentleman was asking earlier, James is about what, 40 minutes from Kamloops north, up by Adams Lake, and there are Sasquatch up there. So Mike H, he's reading very slowly. Yes, that sounds really interesting. Thank you, Bruna. Mike H, Todd has should get to it. I believe it. Mindspeak. Well, yeah, Mindspeak is absolutely legit. Mike's saying, okay, Andy. Hopefully I got to it. I can feel emotions. Well, that's because you're an empath, and you should look up an empath and learn how to thrive in society because that's important. Empaths have a lot of trouble, and that's not cool. Empaths have beautiful gifts, and there are other empaths out there that can teach you how to thrive in a society that can be very damaging. Need to do Bigfoot sighting. Like we got within, like Larry and I heard a Sasquatch. She couldn't have been 60 yards away from us. That was pretty close. We heard her. She didn't show herself to us, but it wasn't time for that. It just wasn't time for that. Should I donate? Yeah, you should donate at PayPal. Not YouTube. Is a wonderful platform, and I'm very grateful for it. and they get the donation pretty much, like too significant. If you donate to me on PayPal or through Patreon, I get the vast majority of the donation. And here it is again. So Elric funeral, any activity, that's Kamloops, that's James, and he's got activity that's understatement. He's talking about it right here. Been chilling, Todd standing. Yeet bro, let go, Brandon and Trudeau. Okay. Don't know what that means. Maynard, Todd. There are Todd here. They call themselves the Watchers. Huh. Why do you say that, Mariner? Why did that resonate with me so strong? So the Mariner just told me that here, wherever he is, they call themselves the Watchers. Huh. And that really resonates with me for some reason. Powerfully. Huh. Just almost that just almost hit me hard. Because I can see them. They are the Watchers, aren't they? I've been hearing a lot about that. I've been hearing a lot of elder stories, a lot of wise people telling me that they watch. That's what they love to do. They're people watchers. It's their main one of their main fun things. So that makes sense. That really resonates. So the Sasquatch sculpture has been placed in a timeout. Yeah, right. I love the sculpture. It's so like it's so legit looking. Like it's so I don't really show this much, but it's probably the most accurate. His hand's broken off at the top, so we've been doing a lot of traveling, me and this incredible Sasquatch. But this is really one of the most. I don't recall seeing a belly button on a Sasquatch, but I love that he drew it in there. Look at the way the shoulders and the back muscles come out, guys. Like that is just so the small head like that, the traps that are so huge. I could always see deltoids. I can always see the biceps, and not so much forearm muscles. Interesting. So pecs, yeah, those pecs look great and they're well done. Something's not quite. They're a little more human looking. So, but actually, I don't think I see pec muscles in the chest really. I see like a bump for a pec, but it's just a great sculpture. Look again here. See how you can see the shoulder deltoid and the trap and the bicep, but still thoroughly covered in hair, right? The muscularity, the leanness, the width in the hips and the lower body. So love that sculpture. I just love it. So happy to get it. So hey, outstanding. What's stronger than a big Sasquatch male? Hmm. What's stronger than? Hmm. Well, I'm convinced with evidence that they use frequency to break things. So they're breaking like trees and branches that nothing I know of could break, especially the way it's broken clean because they use frequency. But pound for pound, power for power, I would say their strength matches a bear, which is incredible. I mean, grizzly bears especially, they're absolute monsters. Like they're totally beastly. They're so powerful. They're so amazing with the things they do. They're so freaking fast. I mean, I had a confrontation with a wounded grizzly bear a couple years ago who only had three legs. His front leg wasn't working, and man, I couldn't believe how fast he could move. So fast. He was so dangerous. I thought, oh, he's three-legged. And I saw him limping. I thought, oh, this is no big deal. When he became aware of me and he's pissed, man, I couldn't believe how fast he was moving. He'll kick your ass with three legs. Like they are so monstrously powerful. They move so fast. They're so fluid. They're absolutely outstanding. And I couldn't see them being more powerful than a bear. you know, they get they're bigger than bears. The dominant Sasquatch here in radium, I've never seen a bear as that would match them because he's probably 900 pounds. And I think that's kind of, I've seen a few 900-pound Sasquatch. I've never seen a 900-pound grizzly bear in Alberta and British Columbia where I live. Even down into Montana, I've never seen a bear that big. I know they exist up in Alaska, but I haven't been to Alaska. I haven't been that far north, really. I haven't been up into the, out of Alberta and British Columbia, which is very north. I haven't gone past into the Yukon. and into Alaska. I haven't been that far, so. But are the Sasquatch bigger in Alaska? Probably. I mean, the brown bears. We have grizzly bears in over on our side of the mountains. On the other side of the mountains, we consider them brown bears because they get a little bigger because they have salmon runs. So, hey everyone, hope all is well. Hello, Sasquatch seekers. And you have to make some ginger lemon honey tea. It's the best thing for that type of cold. Oh my god, I've been drinking like 18 kinds of tea. So I appreciate that though. Have you ever hunted a skinwalker? No, I don't even. The whole skinwalker premise is just like shmeh. Again, I think it's blown out of proportion and exaggerated, and it's not even truthful anymore. Do you have any video of a? Good question. Do you have any video of the dominant male seeker? Absolutely not. This is from Shadow Guardians of the Mountain. Oh, this person knows a lot about us because that's what I call the dominant male, and I have absolutely no footage of him. So, Mike trying to change the screen size. Found some real awesome things where we've been tree stumps size of houses. Huh, that's cool. Where are you, Sasquatch seekers? So, that's great. I'm glad you're having such success. Awesome. So, uh, two number doesn't hurt skinwalkers, ranks, dogmen's, anything else. You only research it. There you go. Man, I love my community. So Royal Creations answered my question. So I hear legends about the dogman. I hear legends about the skinwalker. I hear natives tell me about the Wendigo and what the skinwalkers are and the purposes, but it's all like it's all into video games and people that I met a guy. I know the guy who spoke with him. He's a European, and he's got the Wendigo video game. And I talked to him, and he's like, yeah, Wendigo. I go, this has nothing to do with the real story. He goes, he actually told me, he said, I don't care about the real story. I was like, you don't? He goes, no, I just heard about Wendigo. I had a little snippet, saw it, and I just invented all this stuff out. And then people think that's real. That's not real. It's just some video gamer invented it based on an image that he saw. He knows nothing about the real story. And I feel that with skinwalkers. I talk to native elders who tell me what a skinwalker is and why they did it and the purpose, and then it's all bastardized in pop culture. I've never, to date, someone has recently been sending me information on dogmen, and I can't believe how fake it looks. It looks so fake. It looks so unreal. It looks like the werewolves from Underworld. I think that's all they did is they just made costumes out of the Underworld werewolves, and they're trying to pull that over my eyes. It looks nothing like an anatomical real thing. Hello, do you think it's possible a Sasquatch in Germany, Black Forest, for example? This is Guy Fakes. Your name is Guy Fakes? You definitely don't want to do Bigfoot research. I've never been to the Black Forest, so and I never heard any legends of it. So I'd like to say not likely, but the truth is, I don't really know. They're not in Sweden, so I've come to that conclusion after being in Sweden and being boots on the ground. So, and Sweden has some pretty significant, nice forests still, and so does Norway. I don't believe they're in Norway either. So, everything we're finding, we're right there where it all began in Canada, the land of Hellas Sasquatch. Well, that's what a nice thing to say, Sasquatch seekers. That's cool. New video, please. Everybody wants new video. And people complain, oh, that video. When are you gonna get some new video? And my response is always this: well, you go first. I mean, hell, I've got over 20 videos of Sasquatch and photographs as well. Maybe it's your turn. Why don't I take a little break, after 20, and you go next? Because actually, I do have new stuff coming out, and that's in the documentary. A couple new little interesting videos that are interesting. But it's why don't you go? It's your turn. You go get new footage. Who am I? Why did I get anointed the guy who gets Bigfoot footage and Bigfoot video? And even does anybody ever think? I don't know. It just blows my mind. It's hard to get Sasquatch footage, man. Nobody in the whole world looks back at the Sasquatch footage like I do and goes, "Oh my God, I'm so grateful about those days of success." Because I'll tell you, I've had so many days where I don't get success, so many years that I don't get new video footage. I look back at those videos and go, man, that's amazing. I'm so grateful for those videos. Man, I bled so much since then. And to get that, and during those times, it was so much blood, sweat, and tears. And beyond that, like so much of my life has been completely dispensed into this. And I look at that footage and I'm so proud of that. So proud of it. Remember, like who did There was a guy from Washington State, Oregon. I liked him. Walla. I forgot his name. Paul something. He may have got footage. He's got some mediocre footage. Then you got Patterson, but you're understanding like who's really got real footage. And if we can find somebody, because I've seen some stuff looks pretty good. I saw the Michigan stuff, that Florida potential Bigfoot that's out there. Pretty impressive stuff. Looks like real footage. Those people are never going to get footage again. Never. Patterson, Gimlin never got footage again. You know, Paul, gosh, just forgot his name. He got tracks, he got amazing evidence, but he never got 2 videos. I'm at like, I have 8, and then and multiple of some. I've got multiple videos of Kubota. I've got multiple photographs of Kubota. I've got multiple videos of Jake, multiple videos of Jane. You know, so I just don't understand people complain to me. And I'm like, oh my God, like Survivor Man's doing this. Like there's some amazing people I've seen, like Robert Kreider, and there's some amazing dudes out there that are killing it. Like I admire these guys. They teach me lessons all the time. I see lots of people doing great work. They have no video. These are great men. Like even just using Robert Kreider as an example, that dude's a badass. He's out there like driving around and kicking ass and all these incredible ideas. He has no footage that I know of. Like nothing dramatically compelling. I believe the dude's legit. I believe he's out there kicking ass. And I bet you I could show you 50 other dudes. Like even in history. Like love him or hate him, Renee Hinden, the dude spent decades. No, never saw a Sasquatch, you know? So let's keep this in perspective. I'm talking in the third person. Let's take it easy on Todd Standing because he's got more coming. There will be more. I ain't done by a long shot. Just getting started. I'm getting to the top of my game. I'm coming out. I'm excited. My cooperation is expanding. You all see what's going on. It's a very exciting time. I'm going to tell you all something. I'm going to end the show with this. Listen to me very carefully. 2023 is the year. I have never resonated about a year like this. I've never seen the stuff that's falling into place with me right now is absolutely mind-boggling. I am very, very excited. Like this is the most exciting year ever. This is coming from a human being who has 8 separate videos with 20 segments and multiple photographs. I've never been so excited. I've never been so on track, and I will not be derailed. I'm on course. 2023, ladies and gentlemen. I tremendously am grateful for all your support, all the positive things, all the good energy. I give it right back to you guys. It reflects. I wish you all tremendous success in all your endeavors. So we work as a cooperation and do good things for humanity. Every day I wake up and do good things. I'm a good person. And I know that reflects. How many of you out there, why are we so hard on one another? Go be good. Go do good things. Who gets up and is malevolent? Think I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. I'm going to make somebody suffer. Like, I bet the vast majority of you are not like that. So be good to yourself. Be good and be honest. This is a lesson from Sabe. Be honest. Be transparent. Why can't we be the men and women that live and die a life of honor? Why can't we do that? And the answer is we can. And that's what Sabe wants. That's why I'm professing this message to everybody out there. Be a good person. Go out there and do good things. And people are going to hurt you. People are going to lie. People are going to deceive you. That's a reflection of their character, not of yours. We can all build a world of integrity and truth together. That's what the Sabe want. That's what I want. That's how I live. And I know that reflects in so many of you. And those of you who are having trials and tribulations, you'll learn your lessons. I believe in you. That I did. There were little things that I did before where I was trying to wheel deals and stuff in my youth, and it didn't work out. When you try to be deceitful and play these little business games and do stuff like that, it wasn't a life I'm going to live. And I learned my lessons, and I'm here as a much wiser, very well, tempered. I've been through the fire. I've been white hot, and I've been reforged. And for those of you who are being forged, you'll do well. You'll find your way. And for those of us who have been very well forged, it's a wonderful year. 2023, it just resonates so much with me, and it's really. I predicted this 2-3 years ago, and it's on par. I believe it. Like I feel it. I know it. Such a big year is coming. I'm so grateful for all your support. And when this explodes, I've exploded many times before. I exploded in the news. I exploded in the media. And that wasn't this time. It's not just the same thing over and over. It is changing. There is a paradigm shift happening. And this explosion is going to be very different. We're going to go up to another level in this discovery process, and we're going to stay there. So the discovery is happening. Thank you so much for helping and assisting and being part of this discovery. You mean a tremendous amount to me. Y'all take care of yourself. I will be back next Wednesday, 100%. More videos coming. Until then, y'all take care of yourself.